I think chickens are great. I think they're the way in, really, the most common way into back garden farming and urban smallholding for a lot of people, because they don't take up a lot of room. They're fairly easy to keep, and also they become, I mean, we're here at the farm today, so these are our farm animals. But in the back garden they become a little bit like pets, but of course they're pets with benefits because you get the eggs from them as well. Chickens on a day-to-day basis just pretty much look after themselves. As long as they've got the right housing and the right feed and the right environment, then they're pretty happy. And ours here, because we've got fox-proof fencing, they actually put themselves to bed through a pop hole at night. They're pretty good at knowing when it's night time. I would say in your back garden be a little bit more careful because of the amount of urban foxes. But it's only as much commitment as it would be for any other animal as well. You can spend as much as you want, really, or as little as is necessary. Chickens aren't the main expense, really. It's the housing, because there are all sorts on the market. What there also are plans available on the internet, so you can actually build your own chicken house. We use a lot of reclaimed materials here at the farm. I actually bought my back garden ark, which housed 3 hens. That was about £40 or £50 second hand. You've got to be a little bit careful because you have to clean it properly. But yeah, I think the housing is probably the main outlay, and then of course you've got the feed on a week in, week out basis. But again, you can go from £6 for a bag of feed up to £20 in some of the posh pet shops. If it's eggs that you're after, then perhaps something like, you know, your good hardy brown hen who's really productive. Perhaps, I mean, bless her, I think she's pretty, but there are fancier breeds available. This type of kind of hybrid brown hen is one of the higher producers, so you can get up to 300 eggs a year. You know, give them a few days off during the winter because, you know, they stop laying quite so much when the light drops. It is light dependent. But if you've got 3 hens in your back garden, that's more than enough for a family for a week. It's the same with any trend, really. Even if it is a fad or a trend, I think it's probably all for the good. As long as people are looking after them correctly, I don't see any harm in people having chickens in the back garden. They do, you know, they can last quite a few years, so it is a commitment. But you know, I think perhaps what we are doing, what we are doing as a society is trying to get back in touch with our food, which I massively celebrate. I mean, I grew up in the 70s and we had, that is how old I am, we had chickens in the back garden then, and that was for eggs, and also, you know, for us as children, I think, to have something to do. And then I think in a couple of decades after that, we perhaps forgot how to do that, or we've become a little bit more out of touch. So even if it is a fad, I think it's great news that people are getting back in touch with food and having chickens and growing more vegetables in the back garden.